Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Unfortunately, I made this a live commentary, but audio from the live commentary is corrupt, so I can't actually use it. So I'm just gonna kind of try and reiterate what I was trying to say. Unfortunately, this will be my last Black Ops 6 video. I have put about 30 hours into the game, and I find myself really just not having any fun. However, I do feel bad because somebody spent real money on it for me. They gifted it to me. I didn't ask for it, but they thought it would be a kind thing to do, and while I do appreciate it and I do plan to fully pay him back when I can, I do feel bad because somebody's spending money on you, and then it in turn feels like a kind of a waste of money, I guess is a good way to put it, because like $70 ain't nothing, you know. I mean, it's not a ton of money, but it's not nothing. And so and I don't work, so I don't know when I'll be able to pay him back. I don't really talk about this, but I am autistic, at least to the point that the doctors I'm marked unable to work because of it. And so it makes me feel bad because I'd like to continue to make content on it, but I realize I just am not having any fun at all in the game. And it's so weird because some games go okay, other games don't. And that's typically how games go, you know, but this game significantly feels worse than the others. And yeah, I'm coming from the era of COD 4, COD 2, you know, and everything, but that kind of plays into my point a little bit, is that they have been making these games since I was a kid. They should be getting much better rather than where we're at now with it, right? I mean, we shouldn't be having such bad server issues and such bad hit registration, and time to kill should make a lot more sense than it does. And, you know, people say, oh, well, just play hardcore, or just do this, just do that. I shouldn't have to do that to play a game and have fun. That's my biggest thing, is just having fun. This game is just not fun. I feel like I am in some sort of really weird competitive scene with all of these random people that take the game entirely too seriously. And I'm like, dude, it's fucking COD. Like, who cares? Just run around, have fun. And maybe the whole, like, I take this really seriously is fun for people. I don't know. I'm not them. But to me, it marks a pretty big issue. I don't think that a casual game mode should be so competitive, and I'm not really a competitive person myself anyway. I never really have been. I don't really care that much about it. Like, I don't care about Battlefield, I don't care about, you know, COD, I don't care about Valorant, I don't care about CS, I don't care about where I am. I'm just trying to have fun, that's it. And FPS games are a really good way for me to make videos because it's easier for me to just have something somewhat entertaining in the background and talk, or during live commentaries, it's easy for me to talk while I'm running around and giving my hands something to do. Whereas if I'm making videos on something like a survival game, or, you know, like Kingdom Hearts or The Sims, it's like I feel like I'm constantly having to figure out what to do in order to make it somewhat entertaining. Whereas with Battlefield, COD, you know, stuff like that, I can just load the game up, I can start recording, I can just start talking and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking about, and then you have my thoughts over, you know, why I'm doing what I'm doing, or, you know, whatever topic I'm talking about, and it's ready to go. You know, there's less of planning for me, and because once I start to plan, it gets so meticulous that it's too much. You know, it really is just too much, and I don't want to do that. You know, I really don't. I'd rather have it be that it's just fun for everybody to watch. And so FPS content is where I've landed on that, because I've been playing FPS games for over 20 years now. So it's one of those things that the state of FPS games right now is just really weird, and I don't know why. You know, it is unfortunate though, because I don't like to stop making content on a game. Like, I really miss playing BattleBit. I stopped making content on that game because of issues that the game's been having, and that their update has taken, I mean, we're almost a year out from when they announced the update and we still don't have it. So, you know, but I went back and I played MW3, and I kind of gave that game some shit. Probably a lot of shit, actually, if you ask my friends. I think I probably complained about it a lot to them, but I felt like after playing Black Ops 6 and going back to that, I was like, what the fuck was I complaining about so much? You know, like, I actually had fun. My shots were actually doing something. I was matched with people who were in my region. I could see their pings. You know, it was less about how competitive the game can feel, and more about just for me running around and having a good time. And so with everything that I've amassed from Black Ops 6, I am going to be getting rid of the clips that I have and dumping them into shorts. And then I'm going to be moving on from it because I'm just kind of already over the game, which I think is not a good sign for the game. I'm sure there are people who really enjoy it, and I'm sure that there are people who think that I'm just being a baby and I just need to get better at the game, and maybe that's true. Maybe I do just need to get better at the game, but the problem there is I don't care enough about the game to get better, but because I've already made a couple of videos about Black Ops 6, I didn't think it would be fair for me, like if I didn't have some sort of talk with the people who follow my channel about why I'm stopping something. I feel like that's a little unfair, because going from making some videos to about something to just never making another video again just feels kind of rude, I guess. So I'd like to just kind of close it with, hey, you know, and this is why I'm not going to be making videos on this anymore. I just think that they have a long way to go with the game. I may revisit it in the future to see if I can get behind it more than I am right now, but after 30 hours, I mean, that's enough time for me to decide whether I like a game or not. And I just think that the way that it's designed right now, they just made some really weird design choices, and I don't know. I'm so over it at this point that I just want to go back to the games that I have fun playing. And Delta Force is coming out, and I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, that's out in like 2 weeks. That's out in 2 weeks exactly from right now. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'll be making a lot of videos on that and my Battlefield stuff. And I might even go back to making some MW3 videos, just, you know, as something. Because to me, I think that my YouTube channels have never been really about like, oh, this is what's new, this is what's the best. Come look at me, I'm so good at everything I do. I am probably pretty mediocre at FPS games, but I'm decent enough that I can make it somewhat entertaining. And I have never really been one to just be on the bleeding edge of content. I like making stuff about just games that I enjoy, and you know, for me, a lot of those games are just older, and so I might go back to making MW3 videos and just less about, hey, you know, this is what this gun does and this is what that gun does, and more of just, you know, hanging out and talking and having a good time. And I think that that's more entertaining than me trying to force myself to play a game that I'm just not enjoying, because you can tell that I don't enjoy it. You can tell in the tone of my voice, I think, or maybe the facial expressions that I make. I'm not actually really totally sure. I have a hard time with tone of voice and facial recognition, but I think that people know that when I'm not enjoying something, you know, I think it is very, very obvious. And so I am at the point now where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go and do what I find is fun, and that's gonna be going back and just continuing with Battlefield, playing Delta Force, going and maybe making some other COD videos, and I'm okay with that personally. But I do feel a little bit bad because I know that, you know, people like to watch stuff that's kind of more current and newer, and, you know, I'm sure that my channel probably doesn't really bring in the people that want to, I guess, see the older stuff. They just want to see what's new and yada yada yada. Like my Battlefield 5 videos, I make those for the people who are just getting the game. There's a lot of people who are just now getting into Battlefield 5, and so I've been making videos on the different guns so that if they find it, they can say, oh, okay, this is how this gun works, this is how it... Because I get tired of this, we only use one gun in a game thing, the meta, all that shit. Like, it's so boring to me. And I'm sure other people feel that way. And these other guns and these other weapons, they can perform just as well as the meta weapons if you actually learn how to use them, you know? So to me, making stuff like that is fun, and I enjoy doing that. I do not enjoy forcing myself into a situation where I am just doing it just to do it. And that's kind of what Black Ops 6 has become for me. So I guess that's going to be it for me. But yeah, I am sorry if you have been enjoying the Black Ops 6 stuff and you were hoping that I would continue. Like I said, I'll probably take a look at it in a couple months and see after a couple more updates and see how it is and if it's any better. And if it's better in a couple months, I will continue making content on it if I'm enjoying myself. But for now, I've already uninstalled it, and I will just be moving forward with the other games that I enjoy playing from here on out. So anyway, I hope you have a good night. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. This is not gonna have a ton of editing, so I don't even have an intro or an outro for this. This is literally just gonna be the raw everything from the game and, you know, just what I'm talking about. So anyway, I hope you have a nice day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.
Eyes on enemy.
Enemy RCXD detected. Hardpoint active. Hardpoint is secure. I don't believe in bad luck. Just bad aim.
This is Fubar.
Get to
Grab the
exfil.
wounded. Make way to exfil.